Hi, and welcome to this video for Nepal trekking. In this short video, I'm going to go over a little bit about the equipment we are going to be using in Nepal. Just so you know what we mean when we send out the packing list. And the most important thing here, of course, is on my back. That's my backpack. It needs to be big enough so I can carry whatever I need. And most important is it needs to be able to fit comfortably to my body and to my shoulders, my hips. So most modern backpacks will find here will get the job done. Second thing, that's the most important, is our hiking boots. We need good solid boots that supports the ankle and which are sturdy enough that they will work when we walk in the mountains. Again, it doesn't matter what brand you like. What matters is they fit your feet and you use time to break them in so they are fine and solid when we get to Nepal. These are just two examples of good hiking boots, different styles. You can use them in nylon, in leather, whatever. Important thing is they support your feet and they work for you. And don't have them too soft in the sole. So in my backpack here, I have the different stuff I'm gonna need for my trek in Nepal. If I start here at the top, I open up, I have a small carry purse here for a passport, for money, for extra phone numbers. I have a pen. Stuff like that, which might come handy during the travel. That's always a good idea to keep that handy during your travel. In my top here, I also have a bit against blisters. We can get blisters when we walk in Nepal, so having something to cover the blisters is nice. I carry a little first aid kit. The students don't need to. I will be carrying first aid kit for the students. Then I have my water bottle. My water bottle here is of high density plastic, which means it can be cleaned with hot water. And I do recommend being able to carry at least 2 liters of water on you when we trek the mountains. I will help clean the water or buy clean water, but the students need to lock their own water carried around. And these Nalgene bottles here are fine, bottles by SICK are fine. We'll get to the Camelbacks later. Old Coca-Cola bottles and stuff like that does not work. It needs to be something we can clean with hot water. Then, very importantly, I have my head torch. It gets dark early in Nepal, and when it gets dark, it's really dark. So having a head torch and extra batteries, so you can find your way to the bathroom at night, or if you start a climb early in the morning to see the sun rise on the mountain, you need a head torch. It does need to be expensive. You can buy one for like 50 kroners, but you need a head torch and batteries. I also carry a power bank. Electricity can be hard to get to, and if you have a camera and want to take a lot of pictures or have a GPS you want to charge or anything, an extra power bank is worth a lot. So have that with you. I also here have a little bit of hand alcohol, hand sanitizer on me always. Keeping your hands clean is an important part of being healthy. So always have that nearby so you can find it and need it. Also, this is just optional, you don't need to. I have an old wristwatch here. Cell phones can run out of battery and we can sometimes need to know time. So if you have one lying around, it's not a bad idea to bring one. Okay, let's get into the rest of the equipment here. Open up. And here on my top I have, and this is not a need to have, but nice to have, I brought a camera. If you have a good camera, you'll get the best chance in the world to see some amazing pictures once we high up in the mountains. So if you like to take pictures, bring a good camera, bring an extra memory card, bring extra batteries, you're gonna use it. I carry a extra shirt for trekking, a light shirt, which is going to be my inner layer, dries quickly, but can also be a t-shirt, but something as your inner layer is nice to have. I have a hat here, and some mittens. It will get cold, we get high up the mountains, so you need to keep your head and fingers warm. It's otherwise where frostbite will start to hit first. So having a decent hat and some good warm gloves is important, and you need it. I have my hiking socks. Again, find a style that suits you, but again, we're going to spend a lot of time walking, so having good hiking socks on your feet is going to make your trip a lot nicer. Then I have my camelback. Camelback is another way of having your water on you. Here it gives me the option of carrying the water in the backpack. If you have a camelback system you like to use, it's fine, but you don't need to. Bottles will be fine. Then for my inner layer, when it's cold, long underwear. Long underwear for the legs and for the upper body is really, really important. It does get cold at night and can get really cold weather in the mountains, so having an inner layer of good long underwear is important. And if possible, get some good stuff of merino wool, but have long underwear with you. I have my toilet bag, which contains, of course, not a lot. We're in the mountains, not luxury, but it contains some soap, it contains some sunscreen, a little bit of toothpaste, and a toothbrush, and then any cream I might need. But don't bring the big beauty box, just bring the most important things you might need. In here, I also have any personal medicine I might need, pills for allergy, so on. If you carry any special medicine, please let me know what you carry and where it is. Then I have my sandals. Once I get to camp in the evening, taking off my big hiking boots and putting on the sandals here, it's just a wonderful feeling. It'll also give your feet some air. It's very nice to have something. But if you do have sandals, don't use flip-flops. Have real sandals so you don't trip and fall when you go into the bathroom at night. I have an inner liner here for my sleeping bag. A silk inner liner. It keeps me more cool during warm days and more warm during cold days, and just fits inside the sleeping bag. It's a really good investment. Also keeps your sleeping bag good for longer. I have a cap on now, but I always have an extra cap here. Caps and sunglasses is important. As we get up high, the sun is strong, so having something to cover your eyes and having sunglasses is important once we get up high in the mountains. Have some extra stuff here for sleeping. This is not something you need. Then I have my next layer on the body. I have a heavy fleece jacket here with the Nepalese flag. And the fleece jacket is, I have my long underwear, then I have my shirt. If it gets colder than that, I put on my fleece jacket, warm sweater, to isolate the body. It's important to have more than one layer to choose from when keeping warm. So, any fleece jacket will do, but something that fits you well. And then I have my outer layer. I have here outer layer pants. And I will come with my outer layer jacket. The outer layer is water and windproof. So if you have bad weather, if it's really cold, I have something to isolate the layers on the inside. It's a bit like skiing. Long underwear, sweater, and then a water and windproof layer as a third layer on top. Again, Doesn't have to be expensive stuff. You can get stuff in Bilka or anything else, but something that's wind and waterproof for your legs and your upper body is important. Then we get to the important stuff here. I have my sleeping bag. This is a sleeping bag made in Nepal, like the ones some of you are ordering, made by Raiku. It's down and it's go to 20 below zero. It's huge, but it's warm, and it's nice to have something to climb in during the night. What kind of sleeping bag you need depends on your needs. We recommend for the high trek one that goes 10 below zero if you have a cold evening. This one is 20 below, it doesn't need to be that, but I have it and I like it. I have a waterproof pack sack here, so my sleeping bag will always be waterproof. So even in case of bad weather, I always have my sleeping bag dry when I get to camp in the evening. I have a notebook. When we travel and have a lot of new impressions, it's nice to have a notebook to be able to take notes, to draw, have your diary. Trust me, it's worth a lot to find that when you come back and find your notes from the travel. You're gonna like it. I have an extra pair of trekking pants. Again, doesn't have to be fancy, but we can't trek in jeans. You need something that's loose and able to dry fast. These are a pair of North Face, and they're long, have a zip off here. But in general, we need long pants and we need some decent trekking pants so that we can use them both during warmer and colder days of trekking in the mountains. Then I have my down jacket. This is something that's really, really nice to have on a cold trek. On a cold morning, you're going up a hill somewhere and it's really cold. Being able to put on a down jacket is of course nice. It is also for us something we use for safety. If we get caught in a snowstorm somewhere, having an extra warm jacket is like an important piece of safety equipment. There are down jackets we can buy in Nepal. If you have your own or have something similar, it's nice, bring it, but it needs to be something that's warm and isolating and not too heavy. So something like this, a down jacket, is fine. If you have something similar for skiing or anything, it's good. But it can get cold in the evening, and it can get cold in the morning. And once we're up higher, it's harder to keep temperature, so having this warm jacket here is really nice. As we further down, here is my extra clothing, underwear, socks, t-shirts, and I pack them also in waterproof bags, so should anything happen, my extra clothing is always dry when I get to camp. That's nice. Then I have my outer layer jacket here. The same thing, outer layer, wind and waterproof. Something that fits you, something you can use with your backpack on top of. That's nice and you're gonna like it. Also, I do recommend most modern backpacks have it. Bring a rain sheet for it, so if you get bad weather, you can cover the entire backpack with a rain sheet. Last but not least, small towel. It's not like we're going to shower a lot during the trek, but it's nice to have an extra towel to use on the trek. And I like to carry a small day pack here as well with me, where I can put in little extra clothing in, and I'll leave that in Kathmandu so it'll be there for us when we get back. This is kind of the equipment that is on the list. A few things I haven't included here is like extra running shirt. If you have that, it's nice to bring. It's nice to have a buff or something to cover your throat with. And some extra electrolytes for your drinking water. I'll buy some extra and bring it. You might need a few extra t-shirts, a soft shell jacket, and maybe an old pair of running shoes for putting on in the evening if you like that more than sandals. But beside that, this is the kit I like to carry when I am in Nepal. So, thank you for listening to me. If you have any questions regarding the gear we're using, please send me an email and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you.